Hello everyone, my name is Zenitsu, and today I bring you a deck interview from the Top Cut Bandai EVO event. So, introduce yourself and your amazing accomplishment.
So my name is Demivelys. I went 6-1 in our top cut event. I ended up cutting in the 9th place, so just barely missed that top 8 finish. Had an amazing run, and it's all on YouTube. My YouTube handle is Demivelys, Demivelys, and you can find me there and on Twitch.
Alright, so what deck did you use? And if you want, you could even break down the deck.
Alright, so I went ahead and built Mastemon yellow. Surprise, surprise, matches. First thing we went with was 4 Upamon. It's the best yellow egg, so we went ahead and ran a maximum number of that. And then 1 Koromon for the neg 1000. It can come up, it can actually help you kill Digimon. And then we went 4 of the Salamon recovery from BT2. The recover 1, when you have 3 or less security, it's just, staple in yellow at this point. Went with 3 Pulsemon because in this deck, once you've seen 1, you've got them all. Pulsemon is an amazing Digimon on play. If you have 3 or more security cards, trigger draw 1. If you have 3 or fewer security cards, trigger gain 1 memory. So when you put yourself exactly at 3, you get both effects. We've got 3 BushiAgumon for the rush plays to help finish out the games quicker. We've got 2 Salamons for the neg 1000 DP. It'll come up more later on, as you'll see. And then we've got 2 of the 2-drop Salamons just for the memory to set your opponent to 2, try and keep them at certain memory thresholds and choke them. Running 1 Lucemon because once you've seen 1, you've got all you need. And then we're going to get into our champions, one of the stars of this deck, Gatomon. He is on play, recover 1 if at any time. So even if you're at 5 security, if you got 3 or less. Lucemon was the recover 1 at any time. Gatomon's recover 1 if you have 3 or less security, and while you have your purple Mastemon out, he is a blocker as well, so he pulls double duty in this deck. Running 4 of our Piddomon blockers because they're 1 to evolve and they're extra blockers to pull back. Running 3 Turuiemon, and that's just because they're 1 to evolve. So going into our ultimates, we're running 3 Angewomon from BT3. If you played any WarGreymon, you know this card's just an auto include in this style of deck, just to get the extra rookies out and to enable stronger plays. Running 3 WarGrowlmon for the neg 4000 DP. It comes up a lot more than you would think. And then one of my favorite stars in this deck is running 3 RizeGreymon from BT4. Your turn, this Digimon is also treated as yellow, so just because it's a red Digimon doesn't mean that you can't evolve on top of it with your Mastemons and WarGreymons. And then also Digiburst 2, you may play a red or yellow Tamer card with a play cost of 4 or less without paying its memory cost. That is important in this deck because you want to get your Gatomons in the grave, your trash area as quick as possible. And WarGrowlmon, unfortunately, you have to have a target to activate the Digiburst. Whereas with RizeGreymon, it's a May, so you can just drop anything or nothing and just make sure you get it in the trash pile. And then his when attacking is if you have a Tamer in play, one of your opponent's Digimon gets neg 2k DP for the turn. And that stacks up, you're pushing, sometimes you can attack twice in a turn with your WarGreymon, so it kind of can stack up and kill some bigger things. I'm running 3 Mastemon. 3 Mastemon is plenty. 4 to evolve. When Digivolving, you trash the card from the top card of both players' security stack, then play 1 purple or yellow Digimon, level 4 or less, from your trash without paying its memory cost. The awesome thing about that is you're bringing back these Gatomons. These Gatomons will recover 1 if you're at 3 or less, and then they become a blocker. And then you've got your Pulsemons that if you're at 3, you're going to draw a card and gain a memory, so you can potentially keep it on your turn. And then running 3 WarGreymon because he is the other boss monster of the deck. Everyone should pretty much know what he does right now. When attacking once per turn, you may add the top card of your security stack to your hand, and if you do, you give neg 6k to one of your opponent's Digimon, and you unsuspend him so he can attack twice and drop multiple Digimon if you're using Angewomon, and then with RizeGreymon, all of a sudden you've got neg 10k, and that can be very effective. And if you got one of your rookies or that other egg under there, you're going 11, 12k. And then we're playing one Millenniummon as our level 7. I didn't want to see this more than every now and then. It can get caught dead in your hand. I've only got 3 targets to Digivolve over, so might as well keep it that way. Running 3 TK Takaishi. It's the best tamer in this entire game. Start of your turn, if you have 2 or 3 memory, set your memory to 3, set your memory setter. And then on play, look at your security stack, reveal 1 card and add it to your hand. If that card is yellow, trigger recovery 1. Now in this deck, sometimes you'll want to grab your Mastemon out, and then all of a sudden you've got 4 security left because you're not recovering. Then Mastemon comes out, gives you 3, enabling some of your plays. It's just a very effective way. Running 1 Kari Kamiya is a 4th target for our RizeGreymon. This is also a way to get us to 4 memory to keep it on our turn for Mastemon. Running 1 purple Kari. This card is amazing. It steals games. I would run a second one over this yellow one if RizeGreymon could play it. All turns, when a card is removed from your security stack, you may suspend this tamer to gain a memory. So if they hit you, you gain a memory. Sometimes they'll be at 0 memory when they decide to attack you. If they evolve into their WarGreymon and then they go to 0, all of a sudden you've taken the turn from him, and when you've got a TK out, you go back to 3 memory. It's just very effective. And then also with Mastemon, when you damage yourself or with Blinding Ray, you get to gain an extra memory off those plays. And then last but not least, we're playing 3 Blinding Ray. We want to see this. It comes up a lot. We're trying to get extra memory all that we can. So it's just trash the top card of your security stack and then gain 2 memory. And then that's it for the deck profile on that.
All right, deck looks pretty good. So what were your matchups and what'd you face against?
I played against a lot of yellow WarGreymon. I played against 1 security control. It seemed like it ran really well. I played against the black WarGreymon deck as well, and I just kind of went through and destroyed it. I don't know if he drew really bad. He got his combos off, but it just seemed like I always had an answer to him, especially whenever I was playing the Salamon back out or Gatomon back out and getting recovery and blockers.
All right, and then what kind of tech would you consider that you used in the deck that a lot of other people weren't really using?
It's the RizeGreymon, to be honest. Dropping a free TK is very effective, and the extra Digiburst to get rid of materials early game seem to really push a lot, and I've noticed a lot of people are starting to shift towards it. Seems to be very helpful.
And then is there anything that you would change your deck, and why would you change it?
If anything, I thought about changing the Kari to both of them being purple. Just that ability to steal turns from your opponent. I had a opponent in playtesting especially that he would go to 0 memory for Digivolving, and then I would just take the turn. But that would leave you, if you got 2 Karis out, you could steal it off 1 memory.
And then what would you say your hardest matchup of the event was?
Definitely, I went up against... it was basically WarGreymon's the hardest matchup. You're basically playing a mirror match. And the one that I lost to, I kind of bricked my hand and just kind of got all my megas and ultimates.
And then what would you say your easiest matchup of the event was?
It seemed to run pretty well into the black deck. It seemed like I had an answer for everything he did.
And then during the event, did you have like an outstanding play that you want to like go through on like how good the deck can perform?
Yeah, I had a turn where I took the Blinding Rays and I ended up going with extra Blinding Rays. And I went into a Mastemon, brought back, recovered 1, and took care of their WarGreymon by going into the Millenniummon. It just kind of shut him completely down. Everything that he built up was gone in just a moment, and I was still at 4 memory or 4 security.
And then anything interesting you noticed during the event, like any trends or like just anything in general?
Yeah, it seems like everybody's hiding in their raising area, and in this format, it seems like you get punished if you push out before your opponent. But with this deck, if you're using the RizeGreymon properly, you can pop out, you can recover one, and still not get punished too hard as your Digimon's 12K, and you're still gonna be left with a Digimon at level 4 no matter what if they decide to kill your big one.
All right, that sounds all and good and well. Do you have any final thoughts or like anything you want to say?
Yeah, everyone should give this list a try and give your RizeGreymons a try too. It seemed to be like one of the MVPs of this deck. And if you're just really not sure what to play and you really don't want to play straight WarGreymon, I would go with Mastemon.
All right, well, thank you so much for being a part of this interview. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.
So that's all I really have for this video. As always, feel free to tell me your thoughts down in the comments below, and down in the description below are different ways that you could support me in the channel. So one of those ways is I do have a TCG Player affiliate link, so whenever you use that affiliate link to buy cards off of tcgplayer.com, then some of the money will go to supporting me in the channel. And on top of which, I also do stream over on twitch.tv/Zenitsu. So following and subbing is a good way to support me over on that platform as well. And on top of that, I also do make and sell playmats over on Overcard Gamers on Facebook. So whenever you buy one of my designs through them, then some of that money will also help go to supporting me in the channel. And then, as always, don't forget to like share, and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next video.